Hey, 7th grade. How are you this morning? This is what Ellie would do. How are you? My puppy's talking to you. I know, I'm crazy. But Ellie sent her puppy this morning because she thought you might need some cheering up since you can't get out, you can't do the things that you're used to doing, you're not seeing your friends, things like that. So here is Puppy to spend the day with you. Ellie knows what it's like to need cheering up, all right? She is young, but she gets the fact that life is not normal, that there's maybe scary things going on. Mom goes to catch them to work, and she knows the people there are sick, so she worries about that. She misses Grandpa and her cousins and her friends at church and you all. She can't come to school anymore and things like that. So she, in her little way, with her, in the confusion and in the grouchiness that she deals with because she can't do all the things, she wants to cheer you up. So there you are. 7th grade, I'm getting some videos out earlier than what I usually do. This is math, sorry, the lesson that would normally go out Wednesday morning, Wednesday, April 22nd. Lesson 157 is due for Thursday. I think you can figure most of that out. Skip anything that has to do with checks, checkbooks, check registers, checks, things like that. There's a couple there, you can just completely skip them if you want to. All right, make sure lesson 157 is finished for Thursday. If you are not finished with 156 yet, then stop the video, get 156 done before you watch this, because we are going to put answers on the board for 156. We're going to talk about some of the answers for 156. So please get the lessons finished before you look at these answers. All right. Number 1, this is what we're talking about here. So it says that if a 4-foot post casts a 2-foot shadow, okay, so here you have the post casting this shadow, so you kind of have this triangle represented here. So post, shadow. If a 4-foot post casts a 2-foot shadow, how tall is a tree that casts a 20-foot shadow? Okay, so you have the thing, you have the post and the tree together. Here's this unknown feet. So you have a 4-foot post with your unknown. These are the shadows. You have a 2-foot shadow with a 20-foot shadow. And that's how you figure it out. Okay? The corresponding side goes over the corresponding side. Corresponding side over corresponding side. And then do the math. It's not that complicated. Here's the unknown. 2u equals 4 times 20, right? 4 times 20 is 80. Divided by 2, 80 divided by 2, u equals 40 feet. And that is your answer, 40 feet, okay? Post over tree, shadow over shadow. Thing over thing, shadow over shadow. 40-foot tree. 40 feet would be your answer. All right? Look at the answers for 2 and 3. The answer for 2 should be 6. The answer for number 2, lesson 156, is 6 meters squared. The answer for 3 is 7 kilometers squared. All right, this is number 5. This is a scale drawing. If your scale is 1/8 inch equals 5 feet. All right, so you need to take your ruler and measure your length and your width. How many inches? The length of that drawing, the length of the rectangle is 1 7/8 inches. You put inches over inches. Okay, your scale 1/8 inch over the 1 7/8. your feet, 5 feet over L for length. All right? If you use letters that actually represent words, it can be helpful. So L for length, and do the math there. So your equation is going to be 1, do this with different color here, 1/8 over, sorry, we already have that, 1/8 L equals 1 7/8. Let's change this to an improper fraction right away, shall we? Okay, change the improper fraction. 1 times 8 is 8, plus 7 is 15. 15 over 8 times 5, right? Getting jammed up here, but look at this colored chalk here. 1/8 L equals 15 over 8, which is the mixed number as an improper fraction, times 5. So now we have, what do we do to get rid of the 1/8 and the 15 over 8? Go 8 multiplied by the denominator. 8 times 1 over 8 L equals, again, you have to multiply, since you multiplied by 8 over here, you have to multiply by 8 over here. 8 times 15 over 8 times 5. Now remember, this is divided by 8 times 8. That gets rid of the 8s. So all you have left over here now is 1L, or simply L, equals, and the same thing happens here. 15 divided by 8 times 8, that gets rid of the 8s. So that all you have left here now is 15 times 5. So the length, what's 15 times 5? Length is 75, what are we talking about? Feet, right? Here's your length. All right? Do the very same thing to find your width, except using different numbers. If you measured the width of that rectangle in inches, you should have come up with 7/8 inches. 7/8. So you have your scale again, 1/8 W equals 7/8 times 5. Just remember, this means multiply, okay, the parentheses. Same thing to get rid of the fraction, multiply by your denominator. 8 times 1 over 8 W equals 8 times 7 over 8 times 5. Divided by 8 times 8 gets rid of your 8s. All right, so all you have left over here is W equals, this gets rid of the 8s. W equals 7 times 5. So your width equals 7 times 5, 35 feet. That is the answers, length and width, and that's how you get them for number 5. All right. While I am erasing this mess, I want you to look at number, what was it? Number 9. Find the percent of increase and the ending number. So number 9, $50 increased by $17.50. How much percent increase is that? So again, look at number 9 and start checking your work. Make sure that you did that right. $50 increased by $17.50. I'm going to erase stuff. And We will do this on the board too. $50 increased by $17.50. Number 9, is that what it is? Yes, $50 increased by $17.50. So you need two answers. Percent of increase and final number, final answer. So your answer increased by $17.50. What do they call that? Sorry, the ending number. On these, the $50, you have number over percent instead of percent over percent, and so you have number over percent. $50. If you have 2 zeros, if you have a decimal and 2 zeros, hack that off, okay? You can't do it here because you have 17.50. You could actually make it 17.5, but so $50 over, and that represents 100%. Okay, equals 1750 over, and this is your missing percent. Okay, that's your percent of increase. And that's the missing number. So this answer, the missing number, will be this answer. And you're increasing, so add these two. So you can do that right away. $50 plus $17.50 wouldn't be a bad idea. So that's all. You have those numbers. You add them up. 50 plus $17.50 is $67.50. So this answer should be 67. Excuse me, 50. Can I see that? And now you work the proportion to get the percent of increase, which will then be this answer. So 50p equals, what is 1750 times 100? You multiply by 100, you're simply moving the decimal point 2 places. So let's just do that right away. 1750. All right, divided by 50 times p, or p times 50, divided by 50. Divided by 50. All right, if you do that divided by 50, that should be p equals 35. So your answer over here is 35%. And that should be your two answers for number 9. Right? All right. Let's look just yet at number 6, circle graph. So your circle graph, over half of your graph should be finishing. It should be 70% in over half of your graph, 70% with finishing. You should have a 36-degree angle, which is a fairly small angle. Okay, 36 is a fairly small angle for your 10% foundation. So the smallest angle in your circle, the smallest amount, is your 10% foundation. And then you should have a 72-degree angle, twice as big as your 36-degree angle, 72-degree angle, with a frame at 20%. Okay? That's what your graph should look like. I'm not going to draw it, but that's what you should have in your graph. Over half of your graph is finishing at 70%. Just a small piece is foundation at 10%, and a piece twice as big as that small piece should be 20% frame. All right, make sure lesson 157 is finished for Thursday. Good day.